From the humble beginnings of mankind, from the dawn of warfare itself, from stone to steel to gunpowder, throughout the constant evolution of warfare, one thing has remained the same. A tribe, a battalion, an army will always march on its stomach. In today's video, we'll be focusing on the lore of Foxhole's cultures and their food supply. And what better way to do that than by showing you what the average soldier of each army would eat. Today, we'll specifically focus on what the average warden soldier would eat. Now, without further delay, let's head over to the pantry and see what the warden military chefs would have to work with. Alright, now it's important to note that according to the lore, the average warden soldier is going to eat something very different from what the average colonial soldier would eat. Now that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the most important part of any soldier's meal, and that's meat.
What is it?
It's meat. It's the most important part. That being said, let's go ahead and look in our warden pantry here and see what kind of meats the warden military chefs would be working with. Let's take a look. Okay, so as you can see, we've got sausage, bacon, beef, steak, and pork. Hold on. Something is wrong here. I think there's been some sort of production issue. None of these meats would actually be edible, according to the lore, by any warden soldiers. I think I know what the problem is here. Yeah, this is the colonial pantry. That's my mistake. We'll go ahead and fix that. Movie magic time. Great, so now that we've got our warden pantry, we should be able to find some sort of meat that's a little bit more suitable to the average warden soldier, according to lore. Let's go ahead and take a... Oh, much better. As you can see here, we've finally got some meat that's suitable to the typical warden soldier. They could never survive on beef or pork or even sausage. They need to consume at least one innocent baby every day to stay in fighting form, and that is lore accurate.
That's a nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Unfortunately, these babies are a little bit underripe, not quite grown enough yet. Thankfully, I think... yeah, here we go. Alright, thankfully, I think we have one that's just the right size to feed a typical warden. One of these a day will do. And as an added bonus, this one thinks he's a colonial, not that it matters to wardens. Now that we've got our source of protein, our innocent child here, let's go ahead and put the rest of the meal together. Alright, now that we've got our protein source in hand, I'm going to do something that a warden chef would actually never do. This would actually ruin the meat for any warden, and it would be inedible, according to lore. But to clear my own conscience, I have to do this. I'm sorry, little one.
I'm sorry.
Now, like I said, one innocent child a day will feed a warden soldier, and that's lore accurate. That means 3 meals a day, about a third of a baby a day. Let's go ahead and start with the legs. Now, of course, food is important, but what else is important to a soldier? Morale. And that's why most armies, including the warden army, give a ration of alcohol out to their soldiers every day.
Julian!
So, we are going to taste test some warden wine. Cheers. What the fuck? That tastes like grape juice. This isn't warden wine. I think this is colonial wine. Hold on, do we have much better. This is warden wine. This is the good stuff. So obviously this video is a bit of a low effort meme. The real purpose of this video is to gauge if there's any actual interest in a real Foxhole food lore video. There's a decent amount of actual lore related to the food, but I don't want to make a whole video about food lore if no one's interested. So if you're interested, like the video, comment, subscribe, let me know. Either way, subscribe to the channel. I'm making weekly gaming and Foxhole videos. Thank you to the patrons for funding this video. Most importantly, have a good day.